Hi and welcome to Beatle Dave's Beatles channel. Today's video I will be showing John and Yoko's 1969 box set, The Wedding Album. Please come and join me. So hello and a very warm welcome to Beatle Dave's Beatles channel. I do hope that you're all good out there, so thanks for tuning in. Well, the subject video today is John and Yoko's Wedding Album box set, a really incredibly elaborate box set for the time, which was released back in late 1969 as a souvenir to celebrate their wedding, which was 8 months earlier in the year in March. So just before we take a look at that, it's time for I Call Your Name. So going to be giving a shout out to Steve Biasia Dabada, Ruby Pepper. Now Ruby's got her own little channel on YouTube, a very Beatley little channel. She's a big Beatles fan. So take a look at that, the link's in my description. And Chris Campanosa, Stephen A, Joan Olivella, hi Joan, Retro Nostalgia Fan, Jürgen Hoffman and Trevor Dixon. That's a big hi from Beatle Dave. So on to the main event today, John and Yoko's third LP release, The Wedding Album. So come and join me. So the original Wedding Album was released first in the USA on the 20th of October 1969 and in the UK on the 7th of November 1969. The side one John and Yoko track was recorded at Abbey Road on the 22nd and the 27th of April, with side 2, Amsterdam, recorded during their stay there between the 25th and the 31st of March 1969. The very elaborate package was designed by John Kosh and basically is what led to the delay in the box actually being released. It only sold about 5,000 copies in the UK, but did manage to chart in the top 200 in the USA, peaking at number 178. It was in the charts for 3 weeks, and this was the final in the trilogy of their avant-garde LP releases. So let's start with the releases in order, firstly with the USA box, catalogue number SMAX3361, and this was released on the 20th of October 1969. This one's in pretty good shape, slightly off colour, got some creases on the front there, but it's not too bad. That's the main front as we see. Slightly off white yellowy box there. Then we've got the catalogue number on the side, and also on the other side we have the Apple Records details, and then on the inside of the box we have the marriage certificate, which is there. Hopefully you can see all that. So let's take a look at the first component of the box, which is the wedding photos. So we have the main photos of John and Yoko there, with the catalogue number bottom left, and then we'll open that out to reveal some more photos. And open out again for that side. And then we'll turn around to show the opposite sides on the opposite side. And finally, so on to the second item, which is, I believe, the cartoons of the wedding. So we've got a slightly blurred picture of John there on the front. And once again, another blurred picture of Yoko. And then we have some cartoons of the bedding. This is like a trifold item, this one. So there we go, we've got all the little cartoons there. And then on the reverse of that, we have some more. So on to the press booklet, which is obviously press cuttings and information about the wedding and John and Yoko themselves. So we'll just take a little flick through those. Plenty of good information there and good reading. It's no wonder why this set took so long to put together. There's so many different components and pieces. I believe that's nearly the final page, and that's the final page. And it has the catalogue number on the bottom right there. Nice glossy finish, real lovely gloss. So on to the final few components. We've got two postcards there. There should only be one. For some reason we've got two. Catalogue number, bottom left again. And then we've got the passport photos. And the catalogue number as well, bottom left. And a nice scrummy piece of wedding cake. On to the final item, which is the plastic baggism bag. There's a catalogue number bottom right, and it's just a real thin plastic bag which opens. So finishing with the original vinyl LP, here's the sleeve here, as you can see, with John and Yoko having a little bit of a moment. And then on the reverse you have the two items on the LP, which is Amsterdam, which is basically, as I said, John and Yoko over a period of about a week. Lots of telephone calls and talking and dialogue. And obviously on the other side, John and Yoko, where they're screaming, shouting, crying each other's name along to their heartbeats. Very different. And then you've got the spine. So here's the original inner bag which came with this set, and then we have the original vinyl. Real good shape, this one, real nice shape. And it's actually John and Yoko on side one, with Amsterdam being on side two. So next we have the original wedding album 8-track cartridge box set, and this was released on the same day as the LP box set, and the catalogue number of this particular box is 8XM3361. This particular copy is completely sealed, and as you can see it's got a few little ripples on it here and there, but it's still completely sealed and in fabulous condition. And you've got the spine with all the particular details on, and on the bottom spine you've got the Apple Records details. So also I have here an original 8-track cartridge of the wedding album, which is obviously not a part of a box set. This one is obviously still sealed as well. So it's in perfect shape. So there's all the details on the front. And Apple 8-track stereo. And on the bottom we have the John and Yoko wedding album details. So moving on to this box set which I have here of the wedding album. As you can see, this is the stereo cassette version, and the catalogue number for this is 4XM3361. This one's completely sealed, as you can see. It's got some little air bubbles and things going on there underneath the seal. Still in fantastic condition though. These are not too expensive around. You can actually see a lot of these about genuinely. So it's nice to still see sealed ones. And there's the spine. And on the bottom Apple Records. So moving on to the original UK wedding album box set. This was released on the 7th of November 1969, so a little bit later than the USA one. And this is on Apple Records, and the catalogue number being Sapcore 11. This is in pretty good shape, this box set. It's really difficult to get a complete box set with all the components within and in fantastic shape. But this one's not too bad. It's a little bit grubby, nothing too major. There's the spine of the box. Now the original UK box set has no catalogue number on the spine. There is some box sets about with the US catalogue number on the spine, which has all UK components. These were used when the UK box sets run out. And there's your Apple Records logo at the bottom. So on the inside of this we have just the same as the US version. You have the wedding certificate. It's in pretty good condition in there. So exactly the same components as the USA version. I won't show all these again, but you'll get the same idea that they're all exactly the same. Possibly the quality is slightly better of the British counterparts. Slightly thicker paper. That's the cartoon strip. Although this is a matte finish on the UK version, and obviously everything's the same inside with all the press cuttings. Onto the passport photos and the postcard. Onto that scrummy piece of cake that we have here. So the real difference between this set and the USA set is this plastic baggism bag. This is made from quite a durable, heavy plastic, as you can see. So onto the original vinyl. This is obviously the cover of the UK edition. Nice laminated front and back all over. You've got the details on the spine. And you've got a lovely gatefold cover once again. Onto the original inner, which is the patents applied for made in England inner sleeve, paper inner sleeve. So finally onto the vinyl. This is in absolutely lovely shape with the John and Yoko track on side 1 and Amsterdam on side 2. Moving on to the Japanese mini CD box set version. This was released by RYKO on the 22nd of January 2007. This is an absolutely wonderful miniaturized version. You've got your obi strip there, and then you've got the absolute complete wedding album box set miniaturized. Absolutely amazing. So there's the certificate on the inside of the box. And all the components exactly the same, apart from you get information in Japanese, some English. On the leaflet. But everything is miniaturized. So you've got basically the same components. You've got the wedding, all the photos you would expect, exactly the same. There's the other editions. Just a bit easier to handle, being that they're smaller. Then we've got the cartoon strip. There we are. The little press booklet. little postcards. And our passport photos. A smashing piece of cake again. The baggies and bag is a really fabulous quality as well, just like the UK one. Real thick plastic. Got our little linen sleeve. And our gatefold album. Fully laminated. And there's a spine. Absolutely fantastic replica. And last but not least, the CD itself. Unfortunately, not an Apple one. But really fantastic job they've done of this. Moving on to this fabulously made Japanese promotional box for the wedding album. This actually can house CDs within the tray on the inside, which I'll show in a second. It's really lovely made. It's fantastically shiny. John Lennon on that side. And obviously John Lennon on that side. On the reverse is John and Yoko. And then it has a tray which reveals the pull-out slidey box. So moving on to the most recent of reissues of the wedding album. These were released by Secretly Canadian, and these were released on the 22nd of March 2019, so these are quite recent. And the catalogue number is SC291. And as you can see, it's beautifully white, very well replicated. And we have the details as usual on the spine. And on the bottom, the Secretly Canadian logo. So I kept the hype sticker with this one. You can see. And then all the components exactly the same as every previous issue. And the cartoon strip. The press. Nice glossy one, this. Our passport photos. And our postcard. Onto that wedding cake again. Sadly, in this respect, the plastic bag is probably the thinnest of all the issues. Really paper thin plastic bag. So, but there we are, that's what it is. Your baggies and bag. And then onto the vinyl. Really heavyweight cover, fantastically heavy. This is just the cover. And then we have our gatefold sleeve once again. I'm going to check that spine out as well. It does have an inner bag, which is one of these horrible plasticky type ones. I don't recommend those for your vinyl. So it was replaced with the MA Recordings type. And that is your clear vinyl. And the second side. Really lovely vinyl, that one, translucent. So moving on to my second edition of the wedding album by Secretly Canadian. This one's on white vinyl and was released on the same day as the other copy, which was the 22nd of March 2019. The catalogue remains the same also, which is SC291. So let's take a look at this one. It's exactly the same as the previous version. Everything remains the same. That's the spine there. And also the Secretly Canadian details on the bottom. Got a little hype sticker there. and everything else is exactly the same component wise. There's our wedding booklet, and that's the cartoons. Our press booklet. This is so well made, it's incredible. Very, very good edition. So if you're thinking of getting one, this is probably the best way to buy one. It's probably the cheapest way. There's our passport photos and postcard. As they're probably still out there for around about 40 to 50 pounds. Instead of obviously trying to get hold of an original one, which could cost the earth. And onto the really thin baggism bag and the fabulously made LP sleeve. This really is, I can't get over how thick this sleeve is. It's incredibly so well made. It's amazing. There we are. And there's our spine. And our gatefold sleeve. Finally onto the white vinyl, which is absolutely super. There's a few little black imperfections amongst the white, but I guess it's quite difficult to get a perfectly white vinyl. You might be able to see a few of them on there, maybe. And that's side 2. So moving on to my final wedding album item. This is the Secretly Canadian CD that was issued the same time as the clear and the white box sets. And that was on the 22nd of March 2019. Has the same catalogue numbers, SC291. This particular CD is still sealed, as you can see. Has the hype sticker on there. And the reverse, a Secretly Canadian logo on the bottom right. And you've got your spine. So thank you all for joining me today. I really hope that you've enjoyed what you've seen. And as always, if you comment, I will come back to you as soon as I can. So next time I will be showing the Paul McCartney Run Devil Run 7-inch singles box set. So hopefully you can come and join me next week for that one. So anyway, as always, if you enjoy what I'm doing, please give us a like, why not subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future videos. This is Beatle Dave signing off.
Beatles Channel.